Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of brand logos and uncovering the hidden meanings behind some of the most iconic symbols out there. From subtle design choices to clever use of color, these logos often communicate much more than meets the eye. We'll be dissecting the stories and symbolism embedded within these visual identities, revealing the thought process and sometimes accidental brilliance that goes into crafting a memorable brand mark. So buckle up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and let's decode the hidden language of logos together. First up, we're taking a look at Amazon, the online retail giant. Now their logo might seem simple at first glance, but there's actually a lot more going on here than you might think. You see that orange arrow? It's not just a random design element, it's strategically placed to resemble a smile, subtly conveying a sense of happiness and customer satisfaction. But it goes even deeper than that. The arrow also cleverly connects the letter A to the letter Z, a visual representation of their massive product range. It's a subtle but powerful way of saying we've got everything you need from A to Z, and let's be real, they pretty much do. Of course, no discussion about iconic logos would be complete without mentioning Apple. Their logo is instantly recognizable, a true testament to its timeless design. You see that apple with the bite taken out of it? It's become synonymous with sleek design, cutting-edge technology, and a certain level of cultural cool. But what's the story behind this iconic symbol? Well, there are tons of theories floating around out there. Some say the bite represents a bite of data, a nod to Apple's tech roots. Others claim it's a reference to the biblical story of Adam and Eve, symbolizing knowledge and innovation. The truth, however, might be a bit more down to earth. Apparently, Steve Jobs just really liked apples, and the bite was added to make the logo more distinguishable from a cherry. Yep, you heard that right. Sometimes the simplest explanation is the right one. But even without a grand symbolic meaning, the Apple logo has become a powerful icon. It represents so much more than just a company or a product. It's a symbol of creativity, innovation, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. And that's something that resonates with people on a deep level. Next is Target, a brand that's become synonymous with, well, hitting the bullseye when it comes to shopping. Their logo is about as straightforward as it gets, and that's part of what makes it so effective. You see that red circle with the white center, and instantly you know it's Target. Now the brilliance here is in the simplicity. It's a target, right? But it also symbolizes so much more. It represents focus, accuracy, and getting exactly what you need. And that's exactly what Target wants you to think about when you see their logo. You don't need any fancy fonts or hidden messages when the imagery is this strong. It's clean, it's memorable, and it perfectly captures the essence of the brand. Plus that bold red color, it's energetic, eye-catching, and it really pops, even from a distance. Now let's talk about Walmart. Their logo has gone through a few iterations over the years, but this latest one with the bright yellow spark is definitely my favorite. It's a nice evolution from the old hyphen in the logo days, wouldn't you say? Anyway, this spark isn't just there for aesthetics. Walmart wants you to know that each of those 6 little sparklets actually represents a core value of the company. We're talking customer, respect, integrity, associates, service, and excellence. It's a subtle way of communicating their brand values without hitting you over the head with a bunch of text. And that yellow? It just screams optimism, value, and of course a little bit of sunshine in your shopping cart. The font choice is interesting too. It's friendly, approachable, and it gives off a sense of everyday low prices. Next up we have IKEA, the Swedish furniture giant that's known for its minimalist designs, affordable prices, and let's not forget those sometimes confusing but ultimately satisfying assembly instructions. Now the IKEA logo is a classic example of how effective a simple word mark can be. You've got the brand name in bold blue letters, set against a bright yellow background. And those colors aren't just random. They're actually meant to represent the Swedish flag, which is a nice nod to the company's heritage. But there's more to it than just national pride. Blue is often associated with trust, reliability, and well, those Allen wrenches you're going to need to put your furniture together. And yellow? Well, it evokes feelings of happiness, optimism, and maybe a little bit of excitement at the thought of finally finishing that bookshelf. The font itself is clean, modern, and easy to read, much like the instructions hopefully. It's a logo that perfectly reflects IKEA's brand identity, simple, functional, and undeniably Swedish. Alright, moving on to eBay, the OG online marketplace, where you can find anything from vintage tech to, well, pretty much anything. Their logo is super straightforward, just the brand name, but it's the colors that stand out. Red, blue, yellow, green, it's like they're visually representing the massive diversity of stuff you can find on the platform. And I gotta say, the current version is super clean. Minimalist vibes, which is kinda ironic considering the sheer amount of stuff they have for sale. But hey, maybe that's the point. It's like they're saying, don't worry about the clutter, just find what you're looking for. Plus, that lowercase e just makes it feel approachable, It's not some stuffy corporation, it's eBay, your friendly neighborhood online marketplace. Overall, a really effective logo that gets the message across. Next up, we've got Tesco, a British grocery giant. Their logo is a classic example of how colors can speak volumes. We're looking at red and blue here, a combo that's often associated with patriotism, especially in the UK. and it's no coincidence, some say it's a direct nod to the colors of the Union Jack. But even beyond that, there's some interesting symbolism at play. You've got red, which often represents energy, passion, even a bit of urgency. Perfect for a brand that wants you to get in there and fill your shopping cart. Then you've got blue, which brings a sense of stability, trust, and reliability. It's like they're saying, hey, we've been around for ages, you can count on us for your groceries. Put those two together, and you've got a powerful message that resonates with shoppers on a subconscious level. Alright, let's talk Microsoft. This tech giant has a logo that's, well, pretty literal. You're looking at a window, a clear reference to their flagship operating system, Windows. It's simple, recognizable, and it instantly tells you what they're about. But there might be more to it than meets the eye. Some folks theorize that the 4 different colors in the logo represent some of Microsoft's biggest hitters. Red for Office, their productivity suite, green for Xbox, their gaming console, blue for Windows itself, and yellow for Bing, their search engine. Now, Microsoft hasn't officially confirmed this, but it's a fun theory, right? It's like they're subtly showcasing the breadth of their tech empire within a single logo. And let's be real, that window design is iconic. It's been through a few iterations over the years, but the core concept has remained the same. It's a testament to the power of simple, effective design. Alright, we're moving on to Cisco, a company synonymous with networking, and their logo is more than just a name. You see those vertical lines running alongside it? Well, they actually represent something pretty iconic. Those lines are meant to symbolize the Golden Gate Bridge, right there in Cisco's backyard of San Francisco. It's a pretty cool connection, visually representing the way Cisco connects the world through its technology. It's a subtle detail, but it adds a whole layer of meaning to the logo. And that's what makes a good logo, something that's memorable and tells a story. Now you might be thinking the Golden Gate Bridge, isn't that a bit on the nose? And yeah, maybe it is, but it works. It's simple, it's recognizable, and it gets the point across. Plus it shows that Cisco's not afraid to embrace its roots. They could have gone with some abstract, futuristic design, but instead they chose something that represents their history and their home. And that's something I can respect. It's a logo that's as solid and dependable as the technology Cisco creates. Next up is Adobe, the company that brought us Photoshop, Illustrator, and a whole suite of creative tools. Their logo is simple, but it's been around for almost 3 decades, and it's instantly recognizable. You've got the letter A, but it's not just any A. It's stylized, forming an open triangle. Now triangles are interesting shapes. They represent strength, stability, and even a bit of mystery. And in Adobe's case, that open triangle also symbolizes openness to new ideas and possibilities. And then there's the color red. It's bold, it's passionate, and it definitely grabs your attention. It's a color that's associated with energy and creativity, which makes perfect sense for a company like Adobe. They're all about empowering people to express themselves, to create amazing things. And that red A is a symbol of that power. They've kept the core elements of the logo consistent, but they've made subtle refinements over time to keep it looking fresh. It's a testament to the idea that a good logo doesn't need to be overcomplicated. Now let's talk about Samsung, a tech giant that's become a household name. Their logo is pretty straightforward, it's just their name in a stylized font, but there's more to it than meets the eye. First off, the name Samsung itself actually means 3 stars in Korean, and those 3 stars represent something pretty important: strength, durability, and ambition. It's a powerful message, and it's embedded right there in the name. Then there's the color blue. It's a classic choice for tech companies, and for good reason. Blue represents reliability, trust, and stability. It's a color that says, you can count on us. And when you're talking about technology, especially something as important as your phone or your TV, those are qualities you definitely want. And finally, there's a small detail that often gets overlooked: the A in Samsung. Notice how the crossbar is missing? That's not an accident. That missing crossbar is a subtle nod to innovation, to breaking the mold and doing things differently. It's a small detail, but it speaks volumes about Samsung's philosophy. Alright, moving on to a company that's basically synonymous with customer relationship management, Salesforce. You know them, you've probably used their software, and you've definitely seen that cloud logo around, it's everywhere. But have you ever stopped to think about what it actually means? Of course, the cloud is a pretty clear metaphor for cloud computing, which is Salesforce's bread and butter. It's simple, it's recognizable, and it perfectly captures what they're all about. What's interesting about Salesforce's logo journey is that they haven't really messed with the core shape that much. They've kept the cloud, but over the years, they've refined the colors and the font. It's gone from a bit more, shall we say, early 2000s to this really clean, minimalist design you see today. That's a trend we see a lot with tech companies, actually. As their technology gets more sophisticated, their branding tends to get more streamlined. It's like they're saying we're confident enough in what we do that we don't need a flashy logo to prove it. And honestly, with a company like Salesforce, they kind of have a point. Their reputation speaks for itself. But hey, a clean, well-designed logo never hurt anyone, right? Okay, we can't talk about logos without talking about YouTube. Their logo has definitely gone through some changes over the years, but one thing has remained constant: that red rounded rectangle. They ditched the TV screen idea and simplified things, making that red rectangle look more and more like a play button. It's simple, it's intuitive, and it instantly tells you what this platform is all about. Up next is Adidas. You've definitely seen those three stripes everywhere, from sneakers to tracksuits. But have you ever wondered what they actually represent? Well, over the years, those three stripes have taken on different meanings and designs. But the current Adidas logo, with the three lines forming a mountain, that's where the real story is. It's not just about looking sporty, it's about pushing limits. That mountain, it symbolizes the challenges we face and the goals we set out to conquer. It's that drive to reach new heights, literally and figuratively, and that's what Adidas is all about, inspiring athletes of all levels to push their boundaries and achieve their personal best. Whether you're going for a light jog or training for the Olympics, those three stripes represent that same spirit of determination. So next time you see that logo, remember, it's not just about the stripes, it's about the journey, the climb, and the victory at the top. Talking about popular logos, you can't go wrong with Nike. That swoosh is everywhere, and it's a perfect example of how simplicity can be so powerful. This billion-dollar brand started with a logo that cost a mere $35. You heard that right, $35. Phil Knight, Nike's founder, wanted a logo that captured movement and determination. He turned to a design student, Carolyn Davidson, and she came up with the swoosh. Now legend has it that Knight wasn't initially sold on it, but he went with his gut, and boy did that decision pay off. That swoosh represents the wing of the Greek goddess Nike, the goddess of victory. It's about speed, striving for greatness, and has become a symbol of athletic excellence worldwide. Alright, let's talk luxury, let's talk fashion, let's talk Gucci. This Italian brand has been around for almost a century. You see those two interlocking G's? They tell a story. Those G's stand for Guccio Gucci, the founder. It's about the way they're presented. Those mirrored G's mimic bracelet links. Gucci started as a leather goods company. The logo is a nod to their heritage. Those interlocking G's represent craftsmanship and luxury, a symbol of status and sophistication. It's a logo that speaks volumes, and that's what makes it so distinctly Gucci. Next up, let's talk about Chanel. Chanel's logo is iconic. Those two interlocking C's are instantly recognizable. It's remained virtually unchanged since its inception, almost a century of the same design. What makes this logo special? It's all about the initials. The C's stand for Coco Chanel, but the story goes deeper. Coco Chanel drew inspiration from a stained glass window in a church. Talk about finding inspiration in unexpected places. They symbolize a connection between elegance and modernity, a testament to Chanel's enduring legacy. A logo as timeless and elegant as the brand itself, and that, my friends, is the power of a well-crafted logo. Alright, so we've talked about minimalist logos, abstract logos, but now let's talk about a brand that went all in on a bold, illustrative design, Versace. And I gotta say, it works. The level of detail and craftsmanship in this logo is something else. You see, Versace didn't just pick any random image. They went with Medusa, a figure from Greek mythology, and she's not your average mythological figure. She's known for her captivating gaze, a gaze so powerful it could turn people to stone. Talk about making a statement. Now you might be thinking, why Medusa? Why associate your brand with a figure known for petrifying people? Well, Versace's intention was to capture that same captivating essence, to create a brand that people would be drawn to, almost instinctively. And you can't deny it worked. The Versace logo is instantly recognizable, synonymous with luxury, allure, and a touch of danger. It's a bold choice, but hey, that's Versace for you. They've never been afraid to stand out. Let's be real, when you see that golden crown, you know exactly what it means. We're talking Rolex, the epitome of luxury watches. And their logo, well, it's about as iconic as it gets. Simple, elegant, and instantly recognizable, just like the timepieces they're known for. Now, Rolex didn't just slap a crown on there for no reason. The crown is more than just a symbol of royalty. It represents achievement, aspiration, and the pursuit of excellence. It's that feeling you get when you finally reach a goal you've been working towards. The satisfaction of knowing you've earned your success. And that green word mark underneath the crown? It's not just any shade of green. It's a deep, rich green that exudes sophistication and prestige. It's the kind of green that makes you think of lush landscapes, exclusive country clubs, and well, let's be honest, a hefty bank account. But hey, that's the Rolex brand, isn't it? It's about more than just telling time. It's about making a statement. About owning a piece of luxury that reflects your own personal achievements and aspirations. And there you have it, a closer look at some of the hidden meanings and design choices behind some of the most iconic brand logos out there. From minimalist word marks to intricate illustrations, each logo tells a story, and understanding that story can give you a whole new appreciation for the brands you know and love. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next one.